Welcome back, everyone. So let's talk news now. I have with me today Trenton Brisco for the Jump for Joy Foundation, or jumpforjoyfoundation.org. You go to the website, it's right up there. It looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very colorful, all designed, as you can imagine, for the youth. But the controversy or some of the, I guess, intrigue about this organization and its health and its perception of obesity, well, I'm going to let this guy tell us about it. Trenton, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Fantastic, sir. I'll tell you what, you're obviously fit.
I try to be.
You know, I saw when you were walking down the hall, the girls were all kind of like doing this.
You know.
Okay, you go walking by. All right, so.
It's because I go to the camp that we have every month, so I have to look good for the kids and make sure they lead by example. So.
Okay, all right, so you work at it then. You openly admit you go to the gym like what, daily, 7 hours a day?
6 days a week, pumping it, eating right. It's all about the eating though, because if you don't, it's what, 99% is what you eat.
Really?
Absolutely.
You know, I've heard that from a lot of different folks, that eating is probably more, at least as important, maybe more important about what you're eating versus even maybe the level of exercise that you have.
Well, I mean,
you got to do both.
You do have to do both, but you also have to fuel that muscle that you got to fuel yourself. You don't have the right fuel in your body, what's going to happen? So that's what Jump for Joy is all about. We want to teach the kids. We hold that monthly event. Mm-hmm. We teach these kids about getting out there in the real world, running around, because they're not doing that anymore. They're not outside anymore.
And that's where the crux of the problem is, isn't it?
Exactly.
They're not active anymore.
They're not.
Okay, admittedly, before there was a computer, I can remember that far back.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was, a lot of heavy traffic, I remember that too. And you could turn around and play stickball or kickball in the street. And that was really our form of entertainment. Right. I mean, there was either that or some really old black and white cartoons. I mean, that's how far I go back. But
wow.
Yeah, I know. You didn't know it was and I still put my feet to the bottom of the, never mind. But what I was going to say is this is it. It has changed a lot because kids, and physical education was part of a curriculum. Now it's not so much anymore, or may not be, as the school system's having to cut back.
Yeah, they're cutting back. And also, I mean, let's stop and look at it. What's big now? Video games are huge. Okay. Luckily, they are starting to make a little bit more active video games, such as the Wii and other things that get them off the floor. But
off the floor, off the couch.
Yeah, you know.
No, I think it always kills me is the way they make even special chairs now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that way you can just turn around and lay back and there's like no pressure on the body at all.
Yeah, so you're not even like
using a muscle.
Working out at all. I mean, at all. Yeah. And the other thing I always like to touch base on is kids can't be outside anymore because we're worried about them. We're worried that they're going to get kidnapped. We're worried that they're going to be around the wrong kids. So that's the other thing that we have to worry about, and that's why Jump for Joy's whole plot, their whole idea that we're putting out is, yes, we want to teach the kids to not be lazy, to eat right, to get out in the world and do things, but we also want to open up our own sports complex in every major city in the United States and have a jump complex where the kids can come for free and they can do their activities, they can do sports. The parents that can't afford to put them in sports can put them in sports there. And that's our main goal in the whole enchilada.
That's very, very ambitious because you've got to think about so many different aspects. It's really not just about, even with let's just take a sport that doesn't require a lot of extra equipment. It's not, because football is a lot of pads and a lot of equipment and a whole lot of other things. Something as simple as soccer, a ball, a field, you think you've got a soccer, but not anymore. Now with legalities and so on, it becomes liability insurance and first aid, and do you have proper coaches and so on and so on. Not that those things are not important, but it's no longer the simplistic approach that a lot of people might think that there is too. So for you folks to carry on that type of a drive or have that kind of ambition or goal is really rather lofty.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? There's a lot of things in life that if you don't try, you don't know. And if people are going to sit back and say, oh, that's too hard, I'm not going to be able to do it, then you might as well just never get off the couch and go ahead and eat all you want. Because you know what? We've got to. We as a community can come together. Everybody can. We Jump for Joy has been 2 years strong. We've had 160 kids at our last event. Over 300 people, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. We have April 7th coming up. It's going to be huge. May 5th is going to be huge at the UNLV. We're looking at getting 500 to 600 people. I mean, it all comes together. If we could just find each one of us, get us to join forces. Now you say this complex, not being able to do it. Well, if we get every major...
I didn't say you couldn't do it. It could be a little tough.
I understand. It's going to be tough. Let me tell you what.
You look like a guy who could take tough on.
I'll take any toughness I can get. The NBA,
Right.
the NFL, MLB, the NHL, right? All of them make how much money, right?
Oh.
If we can target them and say, look, can we just get 1%? Just 1% of your money to go towards the kids, man. Towards the kids who are eventually coming to your seats, putting money in your pockets. If we can get them, every major city can do this. We can. It's just getting people to do it, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to talk a lot more about that. And I love the passion.
I'm
feeling it. Yeah,
I'm getting pumped.
I'm glad there's this
thing
behind us. Between us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the problem and also some of the solutions here on Let's Talk News Now. By the way, you can find more and more information about all of the things that we're talking about here and the people that we've met, even the stories, by simply going to letstalknewsnow.com.